In today's video, I'm giving away a header and footer template for your Divi website coming up. Hello everyone and welcome, and in today's video I'm going to be giving away this template. So take a look here. This is the header area. So if I start scrolling, this is going to change color, and when I go all the way down here to the bottom, this is the actual footer. So this is what I'll be giving away. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because sometimes when you build your website, the header and the footer is a consistent part of your website, and pretty much it's on every single page on your site. So the best way to do this is to use a template, because whatever changes that you make on that template will be applied across your whole website, saving you a lot of time. So let's dive in and let me show you how to install it. So right now I'm in my WordPress admin dashboard. So what you want to do is to, of course, you need Divi for this. And if you haven't bought Divi yet, if you buy Divi using my affiliate link, you also get access to my web design formula course, a course that teaches you how to design professional looking websites with Divi. So once you've installed Divi on your site, this is what it looks like. If you come all the way down here to the bottom, you're going to get this entry called Divi. So you want to click here on the theme builder. Now this is where we're going to add our template. So once you've downloaded it from my website, you come over here and click on these two arrows here. Okay, so to install it, you want to come over here where it says import. You click here where it says no file selected. Now my file is on the desktop, and you can see here it says FTI header and footer. So I'm going to click once on it and then click open. So this now is going to get imported now onto my theme builder. So I'm going to click here on import a Divi theme builder template. So it's going to take a moment, and this is now going to install the header and footer, and this is going to be applied across the whole website. All right, so let's take a look what happens here. So now we have this global header and global footer. So all you have to do now is to click on save, and let's take a look and see what the website looks like now. So I'm going to click here and open this on a new tab. So you can see here now my header has changed and my footer has changed as well. That is fantastic. So if you go to any other pages on your website, you are going to see a consistent header pretty much across your site. So you can see here, this is another page, and when I scroll, it's going to change color. And all the way down here to the bottom, this is where we have our footer. Okay, so the next step now is to show you how you can go in and customize this header and footer template. All right, so back over here now on our site, all you have to do is make sure you come over here to the Divi theme builder. This is where you make all your changes globally. Okay, so you want to come over here to this pencil icon. So this now is going to take us into the header area. Okay, so now that it's loaded, you can either change colors to the header, you can change the fonts, you can change almost anything here. So let's go in and make some changes. So I'm going to click here on my module settings. Now this is the menu settings. This is where you want to go in and select your menu. So you need to have a menu beforehand before you can actually select it. And I'm going to show you in a moment where you can find, where you can create this menu. Okay, so this is the menu. The next step now is to come over here to design. So here we have the menu text. So this is where you can change the colors. So notice what happens when I click here on these colors. Now this is the active color. Okay, so when someone has selected a specific link, this is the color that's going to show. So I've chosen this red. Now the font here also can be changed here. You can click here and change your fonts to whatever you want. So I have mine on Montserrat. I'm going to leave it like that, and you can make it all caps if you want, just like that. And if you want to add a bit of letter spacing, you can just do that by just dragging this. In fact, I pretty much like that. I think that's okay. Now, moving on, we also have things like your text color, which you can go in and also change. And let me just show you where to do that. So I'm going to come over here to our menu text. Now, here's our menu text color. So notice what happens when I choose this yellow. You notice that this is where you change the color, but you know what? I'm not going to go extreme and use yellow on a white background. That doesn't work. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as black, but this is where you would come in and change. Of course, you can change the sizes over here as well if you want to change the size. And here on the logo, you can adjust the logo. If you want to add some rounded corners, you can do that over here. If you want to add a border around it, you can also do that over here. Okay, so as you can see here on the content on our menu, we also have options for the logo. So if I come over here, this is where I can choose the logo for my website. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to delete this one. Click here on this plus button, and now I'm going to choose a different logo on my website. So I'm going to scroll through here. Now, in your case, you may have a logo that you've already created and it is on your site. You just have to click here on upload files, navigate to your folder on your computer where that logo is, and then once you've located it, upload it that way. But in my case now, I'm just going to look for something that is already on my computer. So you see we have this Divi logo here. Let's see if we have something different. So I'm going to go all the way down here. I'm pretty sure we have, okay, so we have Crosswind. Okay, I'm going to choose this one here because this is the one that we had before. Click upload an image. So you can see now my logo has been updated, and it is here as well. Now, sometimes you may get a problem, and this is the issue that we have right now. This logo here is way too small, as you can see. So if you want to adjust the size of the logo, you want to go back here and click on design. So once you click on design, you want to come over here to sizing. This is where we have our logo, max width and maximum height. So this is where now I can increase the size, let's say to about 85. And I'm also going to increase my height here. But notice that as I am increasing my size here, my logo is getting bigger. Now, you can also use percentages. So as you can see here, I've added 57%. So if you want to use percentages, you can also use percentage. So I'm going to go with 70 now. And let's see what height is best here. So I'm going to go with 80 as my height. So now you can see my logo looks much better. I'm going to save. And that is definitely looking much, much better here on my site. So once everything is done here, I've saved everything. You want to come over here to your social media icons. And this is where you want, when someone clicks on your social media icon, they go to your profile. So to add a link to your profile, you click here on this gear icon, click on link, and this is where you'd add your link. So I'm just going to add a blank one, and pretty much that's how easy it is. If you want to change the colors of these icons, you can just come over here to design icon and you can choose your colors, and now you can see I've just changed them to red. So you want to make sure you have colors that match your branding, and this is where you do it. Okay, so moving on, I'm just going to save here. And oh, by the way, if you want to make your icons slightly bigger, you can just play around with the size here. So I think this will be good at 16. I'm going to save, and notice we need to save one more time, because previously we had saved the settings on the actual module. So now that we've saved everything, we can just close this on the top right, and now we are back to our header. So if I go back now to my site here, notice that our colors here hasn't changed. So if I refresh this, you're going to notice a change. Our text here is going to be all caps now. There we go. So now we have all caps, our logo has changed, and also our icons have changed. So this is how you go in and make changes to your header. Now let's take a look at the footer as well. If I click here on this pencil icon, it's going to take us into the builder. And just like what we did with our header settings, this is where we can go in and make changes to this. Okay, so let's start off by working here on this footer area. So if I click here on this gear icon, I can go into design and spacing. So as you can see here, we have 0 padding. If you want to increase your padding, this is where you'd increase it. So you can see here as I'm doing this, the bottom footer here is getting bigger. So in fact, you know what? Let's keep it at 0. Now, over here on the content, this is where you can change your background color. So notice what happens when I move this around. This is how you change your background color. Okay, so I'm going to keep it here at a very dark gray. I'm going to save that. Now let's go into our row settings. So if I click on this gear icon, I can also adjust the height here on the footer. To be honest, when I'm looking at this here, it looks a bit too much. So let's go in and reduce the size here a little bit. So you can see here at 0, it's too thin. Okay, so let's try 1. In fact, 1 looks okay, but let's go with 1.5. Okay, let's try 1.2. There we go. I think that's the right size. So that's where you can do your minor adjustments. Now, if you want to make some changes to this text, you can always go in here. Now, this is dynamic text. So you would have to go into here on the design text, and then this is where you can change your colors. But as you can see here, the color is a bit too bright. So we want to just reduce this a little bit because that's not the main focus of our footer. Okay, so pretty much that's what we can change here. Now, we also have some areas here which we can change, and that is changing our text. So we can just click here on our text settings, and this is where you can add your own website name and your email address. And if you want to remove this contact altogether, you can just remove it over here. Okay, next, here are the social media icons. Now, the way this has been designed, in order for you to access this, it's easier to go into your wireframe mode, which you can get by clicking over here on expand settings. You click here, and now you can see the social media follow. If I click here, now this is taking me into the social media follow settings, and I can just switch over here now to see what is happening as I'm designing my site. So now I can go in and add my social media URLs. Like I showed you before, you can just add your URL like that. And you can also change the colors by coming over here to design, click on icon, and then you can change your colors here. So let's say you want to go with that. You can see here, it's very easy to change. Okay, so I'm going to leave them as white. And also, let's say you want to add more social media icons. You can just click here on this plus button. And as you can see, this has now added another one. So you can click here on this drop down and then choose which social media service that you want to add here. So it could be YouTube, it could be video, Vimeo, and so on. Okay, so that's where you'd add it. But you know what? I'm not going to add it, so I'm just going to delete it here. Okay, so as you can see here, this is very, very easy to go in and make changes to. You can also go into all these. These are all text modules, so you can go in and make changes to them. So once you're done here, all you have to do is to click on save. In fact, you can't see my save button here because I'm in the way. So let me just move myself out of the way here. So this is the save. If you click here to save, this will save everything that we've just done, which is great. And then you want to click here to exit and then save all changes. So now everything is all updated. If I come back here to my site and refresh, our page here is going to be updated. And all the way down here to my footer now, you're going to notice that my icons are now white. Okay, so that is how easy it is to go in and make changes to this header and footer. And like I said, it's free. Just go to the link I've provided in the video description below and download it and use it as many times as you want. This is going to be a great starting point to designing your websites from scratch. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell notification. By doing so, you'll be notified when I release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.